And here we have it. The 4th round of the Vietnam Team League. Before starting off with Team VK versus Team OCCHO, I am your host, Yaku of the Zaku. With me, I have El Pollo Loco himself and Zerg Extraordinaire Light VIP. How you doing, Light? 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 Light! I wanted to keep going there, but my throat started to give out. He told me to... Hold up. M9. Yo. Where you at? I can't hear you. Weird. Hello? Says that his mic is picking him up. That is odd. I gotta go ahead and try to rejoin this call. Hello? I still cannot hear you, Light. Right, alright. Seems like gonna have to switch servers real quick, and while we do that, I'm gonna introduce our players right here in the top. Oh, I should have switched to gamecasting. I still cannot hear you, Light. In the top left-hand corner of the map, spawning in the top left-hand corner of the map of Thunderbeard. LE, of course, stands for a trademark by Steel_Mold, and thus will not be used in the following segment. We have the Red Terran. If Daunted is the #1 hype man EU, then this has got to be the #1 hype man KR, or for Korea. We have, playing for Team VK, Control. My control good. And in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, we have the blue Protoss representing Team OCCHO, and making his first appearance, question mark, I want to say, probably not, but we have representing Team OCCHO, the blue Protoss, we have Dubstep. Now it's time for me to Alt-Tab and see, oh! Look at that. Look at that right there. Light, I'm gonna switch my camera over to you, so if you want to observe a little bit while I Alt-Tab and take a look at what's going on in Discord. System sounds. Let's take a look at system sounds. Nope, not sound settings. Volume mixer. I have Discord all the way up 100%. Oh, looks like, trying to be real quick here. Alright then. So while Light tries to deal with his mic issues, let's cast a game over right here. So Control, he's going for a fairly standard build, I would say. Definitely what I tend to do in TVP with that sort of, whatchamacallit, gas racks, or even rags gas. I actually did not take a note, but that one went into a bunker. Dubstep, gotta try to prevent that as best he can. These stalkers will not be able to prevent that bunker from getting up in time, that's for sure. And by the time they hit, Marines will already be in. A little bit of havoc being caused right here with this little Reaper. Does force, what's his name? Oh, only gets one probe, but it does force Dubstep to pull both of the Stalkers back. Great control by the man who's named himself appropriately, I should say. Oh, look at that! What? Ah! Oh! That is unfortunate. That is really unfortunate, man. It was some pretty beautiful Reaper control there by Again, he appropriately named Control, but in the end, it was not meant to be. Widowmine is going to be the first choice out of Control, and that is pretty interesting to me. I have to wonder if he's going to use it defensively. He probably won't. He'll probably use it for a drop. But he did get a Tech Lab before going into Widowmines. So we'll probably see a much quicker transition into tank play. Control, no, Dubstep, just going into, I suppose, a somewhat standard Robo Gateway style. Once again, oh no, never mind, he's going into weapons instead of armor. Right, he wants to be on the offense, that is for sure. Does not have a Twilight Council? Yep, does not have a Twilight Council yet, so he's going to be reliant on these Immortals for a while. I have to say, I don't remember the last time Stalker Immortal was used, or very commonly used, in PvT. But it might not be Stalker Immortal in the end. Possibly Zealot Immortal. Strain the Robo Bay. Robo Bay's play is also just not that common in PvT, or rather, very heavy Robo Bay sort of unit composition. It's not common in general because these are very expensive units that aren't that vulnerable, but they can be sniped fairly easily, and if you can, you're a sitting duck. Especially in PvT when the Terran opponent has Ravens. It's only one Raven, so that's like a max of 4. And if it's matrices, can this one Widowmine get something done? Already 8 probes go down in one hit. That is what I like to see as a mine dropper myself. And that is going to set Dubstep back a whole heck of a lot. And it's going to allow Control to take control of this game. More drop is going to come down though, and that can seriously put a dent in Control's infrastructure. Does not quite suspect this yet, but there isn't really that easy of a way for Dubstep to drop these Immortals. They could drop it straight on top of this tank and take out the tank, prevent, or rather, not prevent, but weaken the incoming push from Control. Go for a supply depot. Not a terrible little bit of damage to get done. But now Control is on the case. Moves that interference? No, Warp Prism straight to a bunker, and unfortunately has to release the load. Already losing one Immortal. Immediately snipes a Warp Prism, Control does, and now he chases down this wounded Immortal. A recall is not going to save it. And that is done. Wow. Warp Prism and 2 Immortals for the cost of a single supply depot. That is some high value coming up from our Korean Terran right now. Dubstep completely on the back foot. He's trying to play catch up as well as he can. Is getting Colossus with Thermal Lance. Potentially going to go into double Colossus production, which is not terrible. Dubstep's army right now is... Control's army right now is comprised mostly of Marines. However, I don't know, man. This Raven, it's going to be up to like 170-ish energy by the time this hits. And that's 3 interference matrices, backed up by 2 tanks and a heck of a lot of bio. This has got to be rough for Dubstep. Aren't any shield batteries or any real defensive structures here either, so this push could completely take Dubstep out. And considering the control that Control has been showing so far, I think this is done game. Not to be too pessimistic, but yeah, I do not favor Dubstep's chances right now. Alright, Control is going to be a little bit conservative, but nope. Gonna go straight in. Interferences the Colossus, takes that right out of commission. Gonna focus on this Nexus as opposed to the army of Dubstep, which I think should be the right move. He's losing quite a bit of bio here. His attention's focused elsewhere, and now he is out of interference matrices. Control is, and he has got to respect the Colossus of Dubstep. He's gonna try to go straight in, but that's still a little bit of a long walk on top of the ramp. Picks up and goes back. He is content right now, taking out the natural and 14 probes. He's gotta spot this Nexus down in the third base location though. Otherwise that might not be so good for him. Oh, does he see it? Doesn't. But yep, sending a single Marine there, so it's not like he's being overconfident right now. Gonna take out workers here and there wherever he can. These Colossus are just gonna give this Marine a bit of a bad day. That's a little overkill, not gonna lie. But this definitely isn't. Dubstep already moving his Colossus into tank range. Pulls back in the end. But you definitely don't want to weaken your Colossus when they're the backbone of your army. And now, a little bit of a standoff. Now, Control is building up. That's a huge Bioforce back at home with some pretty good mine support. And his third base economy is getting up. He's getting his fourth now. Just exploding in terms of infrastructure and military unit buildings. This is about the time where we should see Dubstep either slowly starve himself out or take some drastic action, and it seems like this Immortal drop is that action he was looking for. Doesn't quite get what he wants, but sees an opportunity to take out some bio. Isn't going to get it in the end with a hot pickup on the way, or already saving the day. Alright, what is the next move from Dubstep, I have to wonder, because Control, he's doing whatever he wants. Oh, is that you, Light? Is that you?
It is me. I'm here.
El Pollo Loco himself. Light has
Pollo
joined
Loco.
this
Oh my god, what did I miss? I was in my settings the entire time. I have no idea what's been going on.
Should have watched the stream, man. Should have watched the stream. Well, I can tell you this. Control is living up to his name right now.
He's in control.
His control good.
His control is good. What do we have in the Warp Prism Immortals? Okay, interesting.
Dubstep sees an opportunity and he does go for that multi-prong. Gonna be able to clean out this force and take out a Raven. That is not bad, but Dubstep, man, he was biding his time and yeah.
What happened in this game?
Maxed out army right here from Control.
I was about to say Control has 200 supply as opposed to Dubstep's 72. Like what?
Dubstep played kind of greedy. He lost 2 Immortals and a Warp Prism from Harass in the early game, and from there, Control just like he didn't do any damage to Control. And then from there, Control like sent a Mine drop, which took out 8 probes, and then built up an army, went in for a push, and Dubstep. He went really greedy, so he didn't have much, and now we're really seeing the effects. And this is pretty much about it. Control, he is still controlling this army, but at this point, when you're maxed out versus your opponent who is at 50 supply, you don't really need to. GG is called. Where is my GG button? Not you, Bixby. And that is going to be it. VK going to take the series up, or Control rather, is going to take VK up 1-0 in the best of 5 team league. Now, I believe, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I believe OCCHO is up 3 matches and VK is down 0, or maybe the other way around.
OCCHO is down 0.
Right.
As it's down 3, yeah.
Right, yep. Yeah, what's his name? Real Toss was sort of catching us up a little bit from the matches that we missed, those Friday matches, and yeah, things apparently aren't looking too good for OCCHO so far in this team league.
Yeah. They aren't quite at the they're struggling along with Team VK.
Yeah.
So this is basically this is basically to show, you know, who's stronger between these two, as right now they're tied at the bottom of the standings.
Both teams are down 0-3.
Yes.
Okay. This could be the turning point for one of these teams. But who will it be? Everybody's asking where you're at, Light. What did you do?
Yeah, sorry, I was restarting my game as I had to do a couple of things to fix things up. Okay, so this second match should be the rookie match, correct?
Yep, it will be the rookie match. It is up to gold, they said?
Yes, gold.
Okay, it looks like it's gonna be Cross Star from VK and Echo from OCCHO. Echo OCCHO.
Cross Star, the Protoss player.
Ah, another TVP.
And Echo, did we...
We did cast him
Echo,
before.
Yeah, was he an alias for someone else?
Mayhaps, potentially. My casting tools are telling me I definitely put the name Echo in at some point. So, yep, gonna be another TVP.
Okay.
The replay we went through during soundcheck was Prophetic Light.
Okay.
Alright, and speaking of profits, not prophets, or maybe profits, can you make a profit from profits? Like, what if you export profits, right? That's what Jesus did, right? And that's why the stonks just went straight up. Yeah? He just exported profits.
About Jesus.
Look. I might be talking about one, I might be talking about the other, but, you know, it's neither here nor there. In the bottom right-hand corner of the map, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, we have the blue Protoss. He was already gotten a map advantage from his teammate, and now he's looking to get another map advantage by, pausing.
Paused.
Oh. Some hockey
now
issues.
I remember Echo had hockey issues last week.
Oh, is that him?
Maybe,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe that was QB. Look, man, it was a wild night.
Yeah.
In Nam, we go. In Nam, we go.
Now we go wild, alright?
Yeah, man.
So, who's on
down there?
Cross Star is on
Star
TVK.
is on VK. Yep.
Okay.
Game resumed.
And where was I? Right, the blue Protoss looking to get the same result as the last game, but with inverted races. We have Cross Star. And in the top left-hand corner of the map, spawning in the top left-hand corner of the map. We've already seen him before, but it was a wild night back then, let me tell you. So, barely remembered the rest of it come morning. We have the Red Terran representing Team OCCHO in what is potentially the most important match of their entire group stage. We have representing Team OCCHO. We have Echo. Echo OCCHO. Echo OCCHO. Double Reaper coming down from Echo. This is interesting to me. You hardly see this in TVP, let me tell you.
Yeah, this is normally a TVT build, right? Getting that Reaper advantage over your opponent.
Yeah, kind of, except you normally do it off of one Rax. This is double Rax. This
is Mass Reaper.
This is Mass Reaper. This is,
okay.
Alright, well, fair enough. He is... No, never mind. He's not teammates with Control, but maybe he was watching the last game and he saw that Reap Control come out of Control. And he thought, I want to do that, except with a lot more Reapers.
Yeah. Bearing in mind that, like, because this is the rookie match, like, stuff like this, like, doesn't need to be executed perfectly, but, like, just well enough, right? And, again, like, I don't know if it's too late that Cross Star notices that there's more than one Reaper. What would be like the best counter to this kind of opening, this build?
To these Reapers, I would think.
Yeah, like.
Well, Stalkers are good because Stalkers have range, right? But I would think maybe Adepts actually, like counter Mass Reaper with Mass Adept. However, Echo is not gonna fully commit to these Reapers. He is just going double Reaper or triple Reaper, sorry, for Harass. So yeah, I would think that Stalker is putting them in key positions, like up at this sort of ramp up here, one down here.
For sure.
Absolutely.
And it looks like he is. Yeah, it looks like he is going to sneak into the main and potentially get a bunch of worker kills. The Stalkers aren't here to defend them.
Yeah, are a little bit of a misplacement on that mine, actually affecting the Reapers, but it does give them momentum. Right? It gives you momentum. You need to get it rolling before you can start going around.
Yeah, he does get 3 worker kills and saves all his Reapers, so he will still have that threat to be able to come back into the main and do more damage, and he does. He loses one Reaper straight away.
Yep. He is going to do whatever he can against his mineral line, but I think with 3 Stalkers, he should think, alright, I need to cut my losses. I need to use these more as scouting Reapers as time goes on to see what sort of tech that my opponent is going to go for. So far, Shield Battery, alright, Triple Gate and Robo. He wants to be somewhat defensive with that Shield Battery, or maybe he's just playing it safe. He doesn't know, quite know what to expect.
He's playing very safe. He's throwing down 2 shield batteries. Bearing in mind, he does have an observer over the natural, so he does see this large mass of Marines that is starting to accumulate.
Massive amount of Marines, man.
Yeah, and he does already have stim. He is getting combat shields as well, so it looks like he's going to push out with this, I would imagine.
Yep,
you know, there is no wall, there aren't any bunkers.
Yep, his medevacs are on the way, and he should be able to just go straight on through. Now, he won't have any tanks or mines if he decides to push right when the medevacs hit, but I think, yeah, if he's just a bit more patient and just gets even more bio, and assuming Crossstar doesn't build too much in terms of defenses back home, or expands, or gets more production buildings, and that will be deadly. We do see a Twilight Council going down from Crossstar, and it is going to be Charge before Blink. Which, I suppose that's going to be his transition, right?
We also see Echo starting tank production, so that will be the backbone of his army. But it looks like he plans to push before the tank is ready. He's already got 2 medevacs lined up and headed across the map.
Oh, it is just going to be a drop into the main, I would think. Is that being clipped on?
Bearing in mind all of that, like the load up and everything, was caught by that observer. So Crossstar could know that this is happening if he was paying attention.
Alright, we'll see.
Yeah, I don't think he has units in position in his main.
The Reapers are distracting the army quite a bit, and these medevacs boost on through, gonna unload right on top of this pylon, and Crossstar, he is now thinking, how did I let that happen? These Marines are full on stim, and they're gonna get these Artosis pylons.
Oh my god, everything's gonna be depowered. He cancels the units warping in as well. Oh my god, the Immortal's gonna get denied.
Gonna get denied as well. Did manage to get charged right in the end, or just before got empowered, but this really isn't helping things too much. Beautiful choke point here for Echo.
Yeah. The units aren't attacking efficiently. He will clean this up, but like he doesn't have blink. He can't chase down these medevacs either.
Yep.
He gets away.
Everything just completely empowered. That has got to be painful. He did take a lot of probe damage or worker kills, so it's not the end of the world by any means. But it looks like Echo is going to get prepared for his push/drop push into the main. This Reaper can deny. Oh, barely. But he does see that there's a third. So that might prompt Echo to just drop at the third location instead of at natural.
Yeah. And especially because those 2 medevacs were saved, he does have the opportunity to do multi-pronged attacks. He has these medevacs to push the third, and this one can drop in the main as well. In saying that though, Crossstar is ahead in workers. He didn't lose that many to the drop. It delayed his infrastructure, but he's looking okay if he
Marines these 4 Marines are going to get a lot of kills. I should think 4 workers immediately, and it draws Echo's or Crossstar's entire army back. This drop is already down. The siege tank is set up.
exactly.
Crossstar
This is the push that
is,
matters.
Yeah, absolutely. Crossstar could still... that's not a lot of forces for Crossstar, actually, now looking at it.
I think he could, but again, the problem is he doesn't have blink. Like he can't jump on this army and like snipe medevacs to stop him from escaping. Like it's
yeah, he could clean this out, but he will still take a fair amount of damage in doing so.
Yeah.
As we can see right here, the tanks are really picking away at that Protoss army.
Yeah. And again, he just picks up and leaves. Like there's nothing stopping that from happening. That's the issue with this. And he's forced to take this third, which isn't ideal. Like it's so abusable with drops.
Absolutely is. But in saying that though, Echo is only now getting his own third. Cancels it in the end, actually. You alright, buddy?
Is that intentional? That may have been an accident. Oh, okay.
You alright, buddy?
It was like halfway done as well.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, this can definitely, if Echo is not going to be more aggressive with this force that he has back home and really pushes the advantage that he has right now, I can see Crossstar just teching up and overwhelming Echo's army. He is now getting the Templar Archive, so Crossstar is still in this game so long as he can defend.
Yeah. I feel like he needs to, continue to be aggressive like this and get worker kills just like this. The transfer, he manages to get 3, 4, 5, 6.
This is good damage.
Exactly.
Damage, but I think he should just push right now with his army.
Yeah, potentially.
Let Archives finish, and he could get Storm or Archons. Crossstar could. He got Storm or Archons, I should say. I don't know why my voice kind of broke towards the end there, but you know.
He is finally
drama from Archons.
he is finally researching Blink. So he will be able to shunt down these medevacs.
Archons are on the way.
Yeah.
And now Crossstar is ahead in army supply. I think Echo might have given away his lead.
I feel like Echo just got a little bit too excited. Like, you could even see with him canceling his CC, right? Like, he was harassing well,
he
but
did say
his
he was
macro
having
wasn't...
trouble with hotkeys, so...
That's true. He was harassing well, but he wasn't quite, following up, macroing up behind it as well as he could have.
Going for a push, like a multi-prong.
Yeah. Like, despite going in and killing all these workers and delaying the production and stuff, like, he's still behind in workers. Like, he hasn't lost any. He hasn't been harassed.
And even on bases.
Exactly. Despite being left alone at home, he isn't where he could be. Right. But here we have his army moving out.
This is a fairly potent bioforce if Echo can get a good surround on Crossstar's army. Crossstar does have a lot of beefy units, but it's also a little bit of a fixer sort of thing.
It's very important to note that Storm is not ready yet. He has all these High Templar, but right now they're useless. They aren't Archons, they just have energy. So there is this window of opportunity that Echo could have used.
Absolutely is. Crossstar is going to try to have a bit of a buffer. He's moving his High Templar up first. Storm is about to finish in 3 seconds.
Oh my god, it's about to finish.
If he can keep these High Templar alive and not get 1 Storm, 2 Storm, 3 Storm. Echo even tried to avoid that, but I think he gets just enough. Those tanks being the real MVP right there. And I think now Echo should have more than enough to press his advantage.
Yeah, there are a couple of zealots that potentially he could work through this. Yeah, they're pretty good. But he targets the tank and they get... Yeah. Wow, and Echo just had enough, despite the storms hitting his armies, the 3 storms that we saw, like, he pushes through and there isn't anything left for Crossstar. Like, there's an immortal being rallied in, he loses his base. Like, what is there left at the natural? Like,
absolutely nothing. Storm is pretty good splash, but so are tanks.
Yeah, there are quite a few zealots. Though that he has.
Zealots, and as I have been saying for a while now, chargelets, they're pretty powerful.
Yeah, especially against marauders and tanks.
Yep, it seems like Echo does not want to give him time. He is already taking out 3 gateways or 2 gateways.
But with these Archons,
this is not the best.
He could clean up.
This isn't the best angle of attack for Crossstar though. And that 2-2
he gets both tanks.
And that 2-2 upgrade for Echo is really showing its worth right now.
Yeah.
Gonna push
And
straight into the main. There isn't anything harassing, but GG is called by Crossstar. And
GG.
Crossstar is gonna even out the series sideways 1-1, or Echo rather. Gotta even that out 1-1.
Yeah.
For OCCHO.
That was intense. Like that really could have gone either way. Like again,
absolutely.
Despite the harass, you know, his macro wasn't quite there. But he did manage to attack just at the right, like maybe could have attacked sooner, but he attacked, you know, before Storm was ready, which is important because during the fight he managed to kill multiple High Templars.
Yep.
So even though Storm finished,
Storm finished just after the 3 siege tanks were in a position to really shell the army of Control and that choke point. That was a brilliant move by Echo, I should say. Was able to get as maximized. You'd think that the Protoss army has more splash damage than the Terran army, and in a way it does, but if you are smart about your tank positioning as a Terran player, you can still abuse that splash damage.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of Control, I think I mentioned this early while you were having mic issues, but Control, if Daunted is number 1 hype man EU, Control has got to be number 1 hype man Korea. I always see him all the time on Twitter. Yep, always trying to promote anything StarCraft related that he can. Shout out, man. I really appreciate it, personally. I'm sure many other organizers do as well.
He's probably the most active Korean player on Twitter. We've actually had conversations about this. Like, you know, it's really cool to see that like, you know, he's trying to promote. He's trying to, you know, promote all these other tournaments and be active within the scene. It's really unique.
I remember having this conversation a while ago with Vault. I think Kuro was involved in that as well. You might have been, like, but it was something along the lines of, by the way, who is Control? Why is he Korean, and why does he retweet everything VSL related?
Yeah. I actually remember that as well. Yeah, it's like, who is this guy? What's he doing? What's going on?
Man, I don't need to know who you are, but I think, you know what? It would be nice if everybody could, because, man, you are doing your part.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. And we appreciate it, 100%. But we are getting into the 2v2 match.
Yeah.
Which is always a treat.
Oh, absolutely. We don't get to see
these too often.
I was playing some team games with Dali and Daunted this weekend, and yeah. They were like, why are these types of strategies so prevalent in team games? And it's like, yo, man, it's because they work. As you can see in VTL, Vietnam Team League. Hey, thanks for all those bits, man. Control.
Oh, thank you.
Go VK. Well, it's a little bit of an uphill battle right now, or well, okay, it's an even battle right now, but we'll see. Can VK?
Yeah, important to note.
Yep.
Important to note that, you know, that win was really important from Echo.
Yeah.
You know, like evening things up and stopping this from being one-sided, which we have seen in the past, especially from OCCHO. Their first, like, round 2 and round 3, they didn't even get to take a single map. So it's cool to see them fight back and turn this into a series.
And now they're gonna... This is just perfect, personally, when the teams are sideways 1-1 and then you get into the 2v2, because that is...
Because the 2v2 is like the decider to see, you know, where is the series going to swing.
They usually get their very best players playing in the 2v2, but on occasion we have seen some of these sort of mid-tier diamond players, or high diamond low masters, or high diamond not anywhere close to masters sort of players, able to turn it around, take out their opponents who are grandmaster and masters, simply because they have much better teamwork.
Yeah, it does come down to the fact that, like, if you're playing 2v2 more often, like there are different strategies, there are different ways to play the game.
Yeah, you see a lot of the sort of high masters GM players who usually play 1v1, which they have to practice, so that's not, you can't really blame them. But because of that, they're not familiar with 2v2 like the mid-tier players are, and so they do 1v1 strategies and they just don't really work out.
Yeah, in saying that, it does seem like the 2v2 match will be delayed.
Oh, man, we were hyping this up for like 5 minutes, man.
Yeah, I don't think they have their...
for the past... All right.
I don't think they have their 2v2 players ready, so they're going to be playing game 4 first.
All right, well,
the Winter's Game match.
Well, they're allowed. They can do that now that they are sideways 1-1. Because the 2v2 map won't decide who wins the series or not.
So this will be a regular 1v1. We already had our rookie match. Now it's all leagues.
It's gonna be a silver player versus a Masters 1 player. Semi-pro. Both teams, neither team has enough for 2v2. Alright. Well, I mean, you say that, but both teams just fielded their 2 players. Both teams just fielded 2 players each.
It could be that they're required 2 unique players.
Right.
Not too sure. But we are getting...
potentially.
Yeah, Dark Zerg, the Korean player,
is
coming out for VK Gaming.
Also known as Stonehead here. By the way, we don't mean... But when we say Korean player, we don't mean the recent GSL Super Tournament winner, Dark. We mean his name is Dark Zerg. That's an important distinction. We're not talking about Dark, the Zerg player. We're talking about Dark Zerg, the Zerg player. From Korea.
Exactly.
Although, in saying that, he decided to confuse things even further by having the Dark portrait, so... maybe it might actually be Dark. Who knows?
I'm kind of disappointed that Dark Zerg doesn't play like Terran or something. I'm not gonna lie. And
well, we will have a Terran for this map, though, or a Terran player for this map. Yes, we will have OCCHOs. 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 No, wait, yeah, OCCHOs. A Terran player. For VK, we will have... Wait, in-game name goes first, right?
I believe so.
Alright, add alias Stonehead. Alias Dark Zerg.
I'm just updating the Wikipedia bracket.
Oh, I put him as Protoss instead of Zerg. Like I know we meme it out like, oh yeah, no, this is the race I play and those other 2 races, it's the same. But if I had any feedback for the UI of casting tool, I would say that I am blind, so it's actually never mind. Disregard what I say. I was like, man, the Protoss logo and the Zerg logo actually look similar when it's the same color, and then I open it and I'm like, oh, actually it doesn't. So... Okay.
Yep, we're just setting up the lobby. Dark Zerg is ready, just waiting for OCCHOs. OCCHOs. I feel like we need some confirmation. How do you pronounce his name?
Look, I'm gonna take the Upply approach.
Just say whatever.
Yeah.
Just commit.
Say whatever. And then if they want to correct us, then they're free to do so. Alright, OCCHOs is ready.
Okay, yeah, it's ready.
Yep.
Should be starting soon.
Just warming it up. should be starting soon. So Light, I gotta ask you, man, if Dark is your son, where does Dark Zerg fall in this family tree?
He's like the adopted son, you know.
Ah.
Like, yeah.
And then he's trying to imitate his brother because he's like, yes, I shall be the heir to the family fortune.
That's exactly what I was going for. Yes. That's what he wants.
Well,
a bit worried. You know, he may try and kill Dark at some point.
Oh shit!
But you know what?
Be on the lookout, man. He's already wearing a face in game.
Mm-hmm. Took his face, man.
I like to take his face off. And speaking of face off, here we have it. Sideways 1-1 in the best of 5 team match. We have in the top left hand corner map, spawning in the top left hand corner map, the pink Zerg. He is looking to get an advantage for his team, Vicious Killers, or just VK. He is in a lot of ways a idol of his brother. He is the son of light, adopted son of light, and he's going to prove himself today to show that he can play with the big boys. He is the pink Zerg from Vicious Killers. He is Dark Zerg. I messed up something in casting tool. I think I messed up the format of something, but it's fine. He is not to be confused with Dark, the #1 seed in WCS Korea. And in the bottom right-hand corner map, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, we have the Red Terran. He is, I'm going to assume, someone particularly close to his team OCCHO. He is also looking to get that one game or additional game advantage before they go into the 2v2 map. We have the Red Terran. He is probably somewhere in Light's family tree. Don't really know. It's somewhere in there. Look, Light gets around, man. Light, he adopts everyone. Forgets about half of them, but he adopts everyone. We have Oxhas. Or Ochos, or OCCHOs, or Oshos.
God damn it, yeah. What popped up when you introduced Dark Zerg?
Stonehead, and it didn't have the Vicious Killers logo.
Oh, important to note that when you add aliases, like it has to be, like it's. I'm pretty sure it's case sensitive. I don't know if you.
Right. Yeah. I think it's because I put Dark Zerg in the in the
game paused.
Alright then. I think it's because I put Dark Zerg instead of Stonehead in the main thing, not in the alias page. Because I remember Kuro yelled at me until now I know how to do the alias page.
Right. Okay.
Game resumed.
Just a little bit of a pause. It's all good. And yeah, I'm not too familiar with Dark Zerg and you know what level he's at. But you know, he is a Korean player, so I assume he's pretty good. I'm not too sure. I don't know if like he's like recommended by Control or he knows ChiOt and the other VK members in another way.
It was recommended by Dark.
Yeah.
They tried to get Dark to play, but he was like, no. However, I have someone who might suffice.
Oof, does lose his Reaper.
Yeah, that was actually kind of brutal. The Reaper dies, and then the SCV finds itself surrounded by Lings. Trying to go for that injured Ling, but not getting it. That is a scene to a movie. I will make that movie.
We do see Oshos going for that 1-1-1. So potentially we could see some BCs come out of this. Like there's a lot that the Terran player could transition.
I'm feeling Banshees somehow.
Banshees?
I have no particular reasoning for that, but I'm just feeling Banshees. By the way, Light, I want to point out, we were talking a lot last week about how, oh my god, there's so many PvPs being played. There's been a Terran fielded in every match so far. Map so far.
Oh.
A Terran player fielded, rather.
A lot of T. A lot of T, not enough P. Potentially.
We're seeing a lot of T, and Incredible Chai ain't even playing.
Exactly. Yeah. God damn it. But something to note, Darkzerg did get that Overlord speed as soon as Link speed was done. So he will get, ensure he gets his scout off, which I quite like. I quite like this Overlord speed style.
So why do you do that?
I will. But he does scout that there is a reactor coming down for the starport, so you know there isn't like a fast Banshee or anything like that coming out, which is important to note. And we do see quite a large, quite a large number of Hellions moving out across the map. You know, there is a Link counterattack, but to no avail. There's a wall. So it's fine.
Oh, Stonehead might try to go for a little bit of a flank, but not actually entirely sure. No, actually he has the Overlord on top of these Hellions, alright.
Yeah, he has complete vision. Or he should have complete vision.
He's
gonna
wait to get a better position, I suppose, then.
Needs to be very careful. Needs to be very careful with these Lings, because if they get caught out, they'll die almost immediately to all these Hellions. He's trying to wait for this wraparound, and he
doesn't quite get it. Gets a little bit of it. Does actually get 2 Hellions.
Yeah,
that's pretty good. And the
good.
Queens are down to the Queens are here for backup. Lings, while you don't want to lose all of them, losing a couple of them, even over half of them, really isn't terrible if you manage to get a good amount of Hellions.
Yeah, it was quite good catching those 2 Hellions, and that really like kind of neuters this push. You know, there's only 4 Hellions. Like with the amount of Queens that he has, he should be fine. Oh, does get pushed back again.
Darkzerg is just happy to do whatever he wants back at home. Yeah.
We do have OCCHO going on with this Viking, trying to get a couple of Overlord kills. He already has 1, gets his 2nd, potentially gets a 3rd as well. Quite surprising, because Darkzerg, he got Overlord speed, but he still has his Overlords out on the map, and he's losing them.
This is actually
transfuse! God damn it, Darkzerg! What are you doing?
Yep. Oh, this could be a nice little choke point for these Hellions, but doesn't quite get him. All of them are going to get surrounded and killed straight off, just like his dad, or brother, I should say, from Darkzerg, I mean.
Yeah, and he doesn't lose any drones, which is the most important thing. You know, he lost, like, what was that, 8 Hellions?
Yeah.
8 Hellions. 6.
Now, I gotta say, we didn't get to talk about it earlier, but that was actually big brain plays by OCCHO. He got the Viking as opposed to a Banshee or a Liberator. That's because a Viking is way more threatening to Queens, because they're trying to keep. That's the only anti-air that Darkzerg has right now, and he's just going left and right, killing Overlords. Queens have to come back and duel with that. You can't really do that with Spores.
True, very true. It is a different type of harass.
Was there to distract the Queens so that the Hellions could do whatever they want, but not really working out. Stonehead or Darkzerg not really taking bait.
Yeah, I do like this heavy bio style that's coming out of OCCHO. He does have another handful of racks going down. Still only 1 factory, which is a little bit worrying, but I'm sure he will throw a couple more down.
Yep, once again, spare the minerals. It's floating a little bit, but that's fine.
Yeah, but it's a little bit worrying because, you know, Darkzerg, he's amassing quite a large army. You know, his Ling Bane is quite scary. He still needs to work on Bane's speed. So there is that, but he's getting up to 4 bases. He's got a macro hatch in his main. He's getting upgrades. He's already got his Hydra Den.
He's been completely on top of his creep spread as well, man. This is not going to be easy for OCCHO to kite or do any sort of micro, even without Baneling speed. Does hot pickup right at the end.
Yeah, this is good. He needs to keep doing this. He cleared out some creep. He shaved off a couple of Lings. He losed minimal amount of Marines. Like this is what he needs to continue to do, if he doesn't want to get overwhelmed. Because at the moment, Darkzerg, he's kind of been left free to just macro up, as he defended against his Hellions pretty easily earlier on. And yeah, again,
He's
we
already
see
up to
these.
4 bases, getting 69 workers, and a heck of a lot more on the way. This
Yeah,
is going to be
78 now.
very deadly from OCCHO. Now, it's possible that OCCHO has good experience fighting against late game, but yeah, I think most people would agree that that is a little bit tricky to do.
Well, I mean,
Not
you know, we
being
don't
too
see a
careful
hive coming
here,
out of
does
anything.
lose a couple of Marines. Not as bad as I thought initially, actually, only losing 4, but still, that could have been better, and it could have been worse for and from. Yep.
Yeah, the Liberator sets up, doesn't kill any drones, but, you know, kills a
Forces a lot
couple
of them to
larvae.
get, yeah. Also forces them to go into the mineral line. I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping that, it's a good thing we have these sort of mineral counters now, because back in Wings of Liberty, man, I remember a certain Zerg player who did move all of their drones into the extractor and thought that he lost all of them. And GG out of a 1 game.
We do see quite a lot of drones going down to this Liberator, though. 10 drones. You know, his
He's
attention
distracting
was
basically most of the army, with that
yeah,
drop.
12 drones. Like for 1 Liberator, that's insane.
But
And again, that's
that is the damage that you do want to do as a Terran player. However, it looks like Stonehead is just rearing up. He's just gonna get the mass, or rather volume of units that he needs at a certain position at a time. And basically, where's Vault? Because he can probably give a better explanation of this sort of defeat in detail kind of thing, making sure that you have the right amount of units at the right place at the right time.
the big thing that I would criticize right now. Dark Zerg, he's maxed out. There still isn't an infestation pit. There is still no hive. I feel like he should have started the infestation pit like 2-3 minutes ago. Like, look at how much he's banking
really,
up. Like
really, he's playing less like Dark and more like Sue right now. He
Like,
really
he
likes
has
his
no-
mid game.
he has no
Seems.
production. You know, he could be working on upgrades. It could be, if he had hive, it could be working on taking up. Like, there's nothing for him right now. And this is the opportunity that OCCHO needs to, you know, to deal damage, because he, unlike Dark Zerg, he's continuing to tech up.
He's getting, and while doing this, he's getting a much better amount of worker kills than earlier. Now Stonehead down by 15 workers. Exactly.
Yeah, would you see the
15
main
exactly.
army down to the south, posturing against the main Zerg army as well? Oh my
Both
god!
armies,
Look at
both of the
minimap.
Zerg armies are, both of the Zerg armies are trying to meet up. Gonna try to pincer this army of the Terran, but
That's a lot of
OCCHO
Marines.
is not giving his opponent the opportunity to do so. Sending out a
He
couple
needs
Marines
to-
for a scouting force.
Yeah. He's gonna need to split like a god. Like, again, this
He
is like a good opportunity
absolutely
for
will.
OCCHO, because there's still no infestation pit.
Alright,
There's,
all of these
like-
links are gonna wrap around this army.
Oh
though.
my god!
And from the front, they are delayed a little bit, but they're still going to come in very soon. This is an absolute pincer move from the Zerg, but these are some very nice splits. There was also some
But
tech
it's not
support
enough.
earlier that was pretty good. Does manage to, it did manage to clear out the Zerg army quite a bit, but man, when you have enough Banelings, ouch.
I
But
feel
now
like
the supplies
even
are
though
actually about even.
even though OCCHO's lost his army, I would still give the edge to him, because he's continuing to get more upgrades. He's continuing to advance his army and you know,
got a
refine
lot of
it in its
production buildings,
composition.
so even though he might not, he's got a lot of production buildings. So even though he might not be able to remax quite so soon, he will have enough to defend. And from there, if he just keeps going, he will be.
Yaku,
Yep.
we still don't see an infestation pit.
Look,
God damn it.
look.
There's no, you know, some Vipers would be amazing right now. Some Broodlords, some Ultras, some 3-3. OCCHO is gonna start 3-3 before Dark Zerg at this rate.
There
Like,
we go. There it is. Like that.
there it is. Oh my god! Finally.
Oh, this is not the best angle of attack for
No,
the
it
Zerg
isn't.
player. Does manage
Yeah,
to crash
he's-
some Banelings into some infantry, but he's losing all of his army.
I feel like he got a little bit too impatient. You know, he pushes into the natural, into a choke point. He loses all these Baneleys against tanks, and now I feel like OCCHO has the opportunity to counterattack. Like, look at the supply, look at the difference right now. And he is working on his +3 attack. Like, he will be ahead in upgrades at this point. So I feel like he needs to take advantage of the situation.
+1 range.
God damn it! God damn it, Dark Zerg.
Oh yeah, I gotta say, this sort of style from Dark Zerg, I feel like he's not sort of living up to his name right now, because this play reminds me more of Su than it does of Dark. That sort of, I want to extend the mid game for as long as I can before having to go into late game, because I don't really know a lot about Stonehit or Dark Zerg, but it just seems like he's not comfortable in that late game stage.
Yeah, potentially. And I feel like another issue that Dark Zerg is running into is his worker count. He's lost drones and he hasn't been replacing them. Like, he's down in workers, and you typically don't see that in ZVT.
This is such a deadly sort of move. He tried to split his links a little bit, but was kind of clumsy in doing so. Lost a lot more than he had to.
Yeah, he didn't have vision of where the Widow Mines were, and you know, some really good hits went down. And there is a sneaky ninja base going down in the bottom left corner for the Terran player as well.
Isn't that sneaky though?
It is not.
I mean, there aren't a lot of available bases if he wants to keep expanding to the left.
I mean, to the right, you know.
I mean, look, that's by going right though. You don't want to go right. Left is where it's at, man.
I guess, you know, there's not a lot of creep spread in that direction.
Yeah.
So arguably it's better.
Yeah.
And again, more workers going down for Dark Zerg. Like, he does clean up these drops, but
he's not killing
it's worth
that many
it
at a time. But
and look at this, OCCHO, he's maxed out.
There we go.
Maxed out, and he's about to finish up +3. He should be working on +3 armor as well. He doesn't have that quite yet.
But yeah, this is his moment to go in. If he gives Stonehit any more time, then these infestors are going to come out with enough energy to fungal. The Ultralisk then will be complete. OCCHO is being very cautious though, and I can't really blame him. Now, he can still kind of afford to be cautious. I don't think he knows that the Ultralisk then went down, but he does have a good Marauder count, so he does have the units ready to fight back.
I feel like he's losing his opportunity to take, you know, to be more aggressive where he can be. He's been maxed out for about a minute now, and he could be being so much more aggressive and clearing creep, and he's a little bit too tentative, I feel like. But to be fair, he doesn't know the position that he's in, right? He doesn't know how late Hive was. Oh my god, get out! Run.
Medevac.
Oh, he's in the slow field.
Links are so fast. Links are so fast. But Hydras are not rich. There's one. Yep, there we go. And this one poor Ultra trying to go for that Marine, but blocked by a single Hydralisk.
And again, while that was happening, you know, more creep could have been cleared. You know, a base could have been hit. Like, his main army wasn't doing too much.
There isn't any
now we have Ultras
right here. Yep, there isn't any chitless plating, and this is 3-3 Bio versus 2-2 Zerg. A lot of splash damage with the fungals does go down, cleans out the Terran army. Ouch.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's all I gotta say. Ouch.
Now that the Infestors are out, now that the Ultras are out, now 3-3's on the way, Adrenal Glands.
100% Su rather than Dark. This is what Su does with Ultralisk and Hydralisk.
Yeah,
Dark
and again, like, all these
Ultras.
Liberators were at home instead of being with the army. Like, these Liberators would have been so good against the Ultras.
Yeah. And now all of these Hydras left undamaged are gonna come in and clean out these Liberators fairly easily.
Yeah.
A lot of these mines actually go off on top of friendly fire, and now OCCHO forced to pull the boys.
Yeah, he's trying to hold on. You know, he's got his tanks, he's got his Liberators, but it looks like he will hold on.
Barely hold us back. Gonna lose a couple of Infestors, it looks like. Not before one of them gets a fungal on these already damaged units. I thought for sure that might have been enough to kill them, but not quite yet.
Yeah, it's important to bear in mind, you know, he's checking to make sure there aren't any more expansions. There aren't. There is that bottom left expansion for the Terran, and he can swing this back. You know, he's pushing the army back. He caught all the infestors, but there are 5 ultras on the way, and without ghosts, I don't think he has the army to deal with this right now.
What is his marauder count? Because all right, he's got 50 marauders, which is not too bad, and in conjunction with some liberators, if he can kite this well, he can still clear out Stonehead. Well, he can't clear out Stonehead's army now, but I mean, in theory, with marauders and libs.
You say that, but there are infestors in play as well.
Yeah, ghosts would just be way too useful with EMP. Now, this is a choke point for Stonehead, but he's just going to go straight on through, decimating the bio with those fungals as well.
Yeah, the fungals stopping any stutter stepping from happening.
I think Oxos is just going to bleed out too many units, and Stonehead is just going to remax, potentially. He's getting a lot more Hydras than I expect. I would think that he'd go heavy on Lings, but
I would say this is an okay position.
Player?
This would be an okay position for OCCHO, but the real game changer is the infestors. Like the infestors stop like micro from working against
way too. Yeah, ghosts. I will concede to you, ghosts are just way too useful right now for Oxos because
catches this mineral transfer.
Absolutely does, and this should tip him off. And there's something going on around at the sort of left quadrant, or maybe he just thinks that he's going for this planetary here.
Yeah, it's important to know that there is a Ghost Academy down. Like, it's there. He can produce, but he's sticking with his current army composition. Which,
do you think
again,
it might be tunnel vision?
Potentially, because like...
Because I experienced that quite a bit. It's like, oh, I need to transition. I throw down the, whatchamacallit, tech to transition, but I completely forget about it, and then I'm just spamming A to make more Marines. So I'm like, why don't I have ghosts or whatever? Like, ghosts just an example. Why don't I have it? And I was like, oh, it's because I just kept pressing A because I was so tunneled.
Like, especially like getting a handful of ghosts just to like accumulate energy as well. Like, just like these infestors. Like, these infestors make this army so much more scarier.
Absolutely does.
OCCHO doesn't have a counter to it,
it's not actually that scary, to be honest. It's Hydra Ultra, which isn't without any Banelings, without any Lings. This is pretty vulnerable, I should say.
Yeah, especially because it's such a low Ultra count. But he does move in, and oh my god, the army gets fungled.
And the Hydras are starting to surround this. This could be the beginning of the end, but it looks like the Ultras and the Hydras aren't being able to output as much damage as they really can because of some clumsy sort of micro positioning from Stonehead. All right, Moxos is in it. His tanks saves him quite a bit.
The fungals were so good for Darkzerg, but despite that, the tanks were already sieged up and in position, and they just dealt so much damage along with the bio. Bearing in mind the bio are 3-3 now.
I think earlier Oxos I thought he was bleeding out too many units, but now I think Stonehead, it's a reverse. Stonehead might be the one that's bleeding out too many units, and as you said, he wasn't getting more expansions. Look at the income difference. He cannot max out again.
He's starving so much for minerals right now. It's so important that, as we were noting before, when Darkzerg wasn't getting a hive, he also wasn't expanding. He was staying on 4 bases for so long. Meanwhile, OCCHO is expanding more. He's getting his 5th as well for 6th. Like, he's fine when it comes to minerals, and he's able to take these bad engagements and rematch regardless.
Absolutely. And normally you wouldn't say that in the TVZ. It's normally the Zerg player who's able to do that, but no. You gotta set up to get to that stage.
Yeah, and there's a drop as well, hitting the 3rd again. You know, he's shaving off those drones. Like, it's... OCCHO he's clawing back into it. Like, it's been going... This game has been going back and forth. It's been crazy. Yeah.
Oxos is looking to triple his opponent's army supply fairly soon. So many empty bases right here for Darkzerg.
And again, like, because the tech was so delayed for Darkzerg, like, he should be, you know, at Spire Tech working on Broodlords, Greater Spire. Like, these ultras aren't ideal for ending the game. You want to go even further up, and this is actually a really good move though from Darkzerg.
Oxos is starting to push in, or starting to maneuver his army to push in, rather. He has seen the extent of Stonehead's army, and I think he likes his chances right now.
Yeah, like it was a really good move from Darkzerg, like catching that base and killing all those SCVs completely uncontested. But now OCCHO is, he's pushing in. He's like, all right, I'm about to be maxed out. I'm going in, and I have enough. Like look how many Marauders he has. Like, this is crazy. Like those Ultras aren't going to do anything at all. But it will come down to the Infestors and the Fungals as well.
Absolutely will. OCCHO has to be very careful with this army, and this is not an army that is easy to be careful with. All of these melee units, all of these fragile Hydras.
Yeah,
Yes.
Darkzerg being pulled apart right now. Like, he's got his upper base getting hit, he's got this drop hitting as well. Like, he can't go through the middle.
Only mining base right now.
Yeah.
That's what I
It's
just say,
so important that he
most
keeps
of
that
it
base
is alright.
alive.
He has a bit of a gas bank, so it's mostly just getting these minerals. He could be
it's all about the
fine,
minerals.
potentially.
Oh, but here we
But
go.
We're
This
seeing
is the big
big
fight.
engagement. This may be the beginning of the end.
Oh my god!
Actually, a lot of friendly fire because of
Oh, the
Fungal,
Widow Mines!
but it looks like OCCHO has enough regardless, and he is going
He
to
does.
completely clean out this army. Trying
Did
to
you
rematch
see?
right now.
The Widow Mines killed
The Widow Mines
everything.
killed everything, but he still had enough.
Just barely. Oh my god. That was insane. We need an instant replay of that. Like, holy
Absolutely
crap.
do. We put that in the next duct tape, let me tell you. And
Holy
GG is
crap.
called.
The Widow Mines did more damage to the Terran than the Zerg player. Holy crap. There were like
That was
5
brilliant.
shots all
But-
targeted the
but
Observer, the Overseer.
It wouldn't have happened if not for that Fungal, so credit where credit is due. Man, what an
True,
exciting
true.
game.
That was crazy.
You know what? He may call himself Darkzerg, but I think he has a lot more in common with Sue. Most of which being the fact that, dude, he is insane. He is an insane player. He hypes me up, man. Stonehit, that being is who I'm referring
Yeah.
to. Very well played by OCCHO as well. Should have been dead multiple times, but I think he was able to evaluate. Oh, because he scanned multiple times. He was like, oh, you haven't expanded there. I think I'm in a good position if I can just hold on.
Again, I want to fault Darkzerg more for that, because it felt like he was way too overconfident. He's like, you know what? I'm maxed out. I haven't taken any damage at all. Like, I'm fine staying at Lairtech with like Ling Bane Hydra, and he just keeps trading inefficiently, and he keeps like tunnel visioning. And he allowed like all of these like weaknesses to be exposed, and for OCCHO to overcome it, and ultimately win the series, or win the game, I should say. Oh, what a game!
What a game! And now you can see why. That's why. That's not the only reason why we were waiting for a TVZ, but man, oh man, TVZ, when it is of players who are fairly even versus that are facing off against one another, man.
Yeah.
You really gotta go all in.
For sure.
I would like to follow Stonehead quite a bit. If he streams anywhere or if he plays in anything else. I'm pretty sure if I just follow Control's Twitter, I might be able to find it.
For sure. It does look like we have Justice Simon coming out for
Yeah,
Team VK.
VK. Potentially Real Toss as well?
Potentially.
And OCCHO might be the player, or one of the players for OCCHO.
I'm pretty sure Real Toss is the caster, so I
Yeah.
don't think he's going to be playing.
Yep, he is. No, but the last time he was also casting, but he also played.
That's very true. It's very true.
Of course, in addition to being a caster and a player for VK, Real Toss, he is also somewhere in that family line of Ninja Toss and Sister Toss.
I feel like we need to. I don't know if I already said this. I feel like we need to make like a family tree.
Yeah, we do.
Of the StarCraft 2
We need
community.
to make your family tree first and foremost.
It's can get quite
Dark and
complicated.
do Dark and I have the same mom or?
You know what? I don't even know. Oh god. But this 2v2 match will be on Emerald City.
Yep, this is actually a fairly new map. I think it was only added this season or last season. And you vetoed it immediately. I think we played on it once and then you vetoed it.
No, we played on it quite a few times.
Okay.
And you expressed your dislike and then I vetoed it.
Ah, there we go. Look, I don't even remember what I dislike about it.
But there is a gold base. It
there we go. So you vetoed it.
It isn't in an abusable position. Like, it is quite exposed. So, you know, there's that.
So it's the one gold map that you tolerate, is what you're saying.
Yeah. It's I quite enjoy it. It's also, you know, aesthetically different to the rest. It is quite green, quite emerald.
Oh, that's why it's called Emerald! The more you know.
We have a Blades of Fire player coming out? Question mark?
Or I'm not gonna. That is Vietnamese. I'm not gonna try to.
It was pointed out as well that he's from Blades of Fire. Question mark. I'm still getting the lobby set up. But it does look like OCCHO will be playing for.
Once again, gonna come in and show his prowess. I just want to keep talking about that last game, man. Holy hell.
Yeah.
Much like, you know what, that's another similarity that Sue and Darkzerk have. It's throwing Ultralisks into liberation zones.
Yeah. Again, like, because the economy was so bad for the Zerg player, like, ghosts weren't needed. Like, it would have made things easier for sure, 100%. But you know, he was able to fight back without them.
Yep.
Just barely, really. Such a good game.
Such a good game. If whatchamacallit, I wasn't following StarCraft 2 back then when Proleague was a thing. Do you know the stats for Dark and Sue in Proleague?
Off the top of my head, no, I do not have the stats.
I'm just trying to find narrative to be like, yo man, you should change your name and your in-game profile.
I'm not too sure what's happening, but it does seem that Team OCCHO is having difficulty fielding a second player for the 2v2 match. This could result in a forfeit. We'll see.
On the one hand, that would guarantee us the ace match, but on the other hand, after that game of OCCHO, not just fighting back in game, but also
you think he can
this
2v1
entire series. Yeah.
So you go with it. He can just go in there. He can take him.
Versus Justice Simon. Who the hell is even this guy, Justice Simon? Man.
Exactly. Just take them all on. Whatever.
Exactly.
Fuck it.
I will take you all on. It's me versus the world, man. Alright, I would like to see that, some sort of free-for-all, where it's only one player. Like, they did do it quite a couple of times back in the day, didn't they? Where it was like, yeah, Platinum player versus GMs or something. What, like a team of Platinum players versus GMs or something like that.
Yeah, like in Archon mode, I think that was more prevalent. I don't know about like... Oh, actually, I do recall there was like a... Go on.
I remember that Archon show match between Snoot and TLO versus MC and Huck, and for like 2 of those games, Huck was just like, yo, MC, you got this, right? And he was like, yeah, sure. And MC beat both of them. So... That was interesting. Apparently we have to... Hey! Dante just subscribed. For how many months in a row? I'm not sure, so... sorry, man, I won't be able to give you your quacks. 20 quacks. Alright. Shall we how should we do this? Like, shall we alternate the quacks? Should I say 10? Should you say 10? Or should I just say 10 but louder?
Hold on, before you do that. It looks like these 2 players, despite having... Boa clan tags are playing for Team OCCHO.
They are the interesting. There you go, Daunted, for your 20 months.
There you go.
The big
Don't,
2-0.
don't often see a Yaku quack for the subs.
I am a quack.
Not wrong.
Ooh, alright, one of these players is going to be playing random. It's going to be Protoss versus Terran Random. Let's see how this plays out.
Yeah,
Real
I
Toss
think,
is going to be the other player for Team VK, by the way.
Yep.
Also, Oxhas is not playing. Is Thor and Tumulu. Alright, into the Emerald City. I'm just enjoying the keyboard ASMR while in the loading screen.
Yep, just quickly updating Wikipedia with the 2v2 match.
This has actually gone on a bit longer than usual, I should say. Normally around this time we are starting to go into our second series. But today, man, OCCHO and VK, both of them really want to win here.
Yeah.
So they've been giving it everything that they've got. Both teams, so does make for some pretty good StarCraft. And speaking of pretty good StarCraft, we have in the bottom right hand corner of the map, spawning in the bottom right hand corner of the map, are two Protoss players representing VK. One of them being the second most well-known Vietnamese player, but he can, if he keeps going, he can make the case for most well-known Vietnamese player. In the bottom right-hand corner of the map, he is going to be matched up with his, what is it? Is Skyon appropriate? Or patron? Basically like the head of the clan slash dynasty sort of thing, patron? Or maybe Skyon? Or founder, or patriarch, or matriarch,
prophet.
or prophet, de prophet, das prophet. We have the unknown relations to Sister Toss and Ninja Toss. We have Real Toss and Justice Simon. And in the top left-hand corner of the map, spawning in the top left-hand corner of the map, one of them picked random, but now he's rolled the dice and he's been given Zerg. He is one of the players who looks like he is on Blades of Ire, but for the purposes of the Team League, will be playing on behalf of Team OCCHO with his partner, the second player, who looks like they're on Blades of Ire, but for the purposes of the Team League, is going to be playing for OCCHO. Everybody give it up for our dynamic duo, Tumalu and Thor. Alright, so no bias here, but I think we'll have a lot more to say about the Terran Zerg than we will the Protoss.
Yeah, it's a little bit different, right? Because we're both Terran and Zerg, so we can talk more about that. But Justice Simon and Real Toss are the players we're a little bit more familiar with.
Yeah.
So we do have that kind of dichotomy going on.
So basically, when it comes to Thor and Tumalu, we'll be talking about like, oh yeah, these are the plays that they're making. This is what they're strategizing. This is what they're going for. But then for the VK players, we'll be like, you know, Justice Simon told me about Mio Micah's cats.
We do see pretty identical builds coming out of both of the Protoss players, except we do have this divergence happening. One of them, oh no, he cancels his robo. You see that?
He heard you call him out. Oh, he's diverting from the path. And he's like,
No,
let me fix that real quick.
I'm pretty sure they're both in voice, and Justice Simon is telling him what to do. And he's like, Robo, what are you doing? I said, do what I'm doing. He's like, what? You didn't throw down a Robo? He's like, no.
This is just like when Milk and I play.
Yeah. Real Toss being I would say the weaker of the two Protoss, you know, like Justice Simon is kind of like the
He's
leader.
a semi-pro player, I would say, compared to Real Tots being a caster.
Yeah.
I guess you could call him an amateur as well, since to my knowledge, he doesn't play for money, but he does cast, and I actually don't know if he's an amateur or a pro caster.
But again, we do see mirror builds, like they're both going for Blink. We do have Justice Simon getting that natural quite a bit faster. But I expect we're going to see similar army compositions coming out of them.
Yep, well, we'll see how they fare. It looks like they're both going to just go in and try to micro the hard
this is a lot of stalkers. There's no bunker.
So.
The tank isn't in position. There's no spine crawler. This could deal a lot of damage if there's just 2 queens. The tank needs to get in position. It's not there yet. Okay, they know that they're there.
Oh, they're gonna try to get another overlord snipe real quick. Blink is not anywhere near complete for either of them.
Oh, the recall!
Justice Simon gonna recall immediately, but Real Toss.
Oh, he leaves Real Toss alone!
Behind. What a betrayal! Oh, the
wow.
Wow!
He's like, I'm out. He just leaves his partner to die.
Oh man! Oh man!
Oh, this is something that we were talking about before. Where we have these pro players who are so used to 1v1 that like because of that they can kind of lack some teamwork, you know. Whereas there are some lower league players who maybe they play 2v2s more often and they are kind of more in sync with each other. You know, as like again 2v2. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. White milk.
Yeah, skimmed milk.
Yeah, skim milk
sauce.
But I hope we don't see more of that this game.
More
like,
milk.
Come on, Simon.
I hope we don't.
Come on, so you can't just leave your boy like that.
Exactly,
right?
man.
This is
Give us some riveting tales of the 2v2 when it was you and Milk versus the world in that 2v2. Did you ever feel like, oh man, I gotta abandon him?
I mean, there was a time when we were doing a 4v4 and Milk's with a mindset that killed my entire army.
Right? See, the problem is Milk did not have enough Widow Mines.
Yes, that was the problem.
Yeah.
We do see the Zerg player.
Yep, they're starting to get a foothold or get comfortable right now. The Terran player doing basically what you sort of expect from a Terran player and a Zerg player, sort of getting his tanks in place to cover the Zerg if need be.
A little bit of a misrally. You can see quite a large number of Marines in the Terran player's main, just chilling outside the racks. It hasn't been quite rallied as it should be.
Pocket.
Yeah, but we do see, the Zerg player macroing pretty well. He's already on 3 bases. He's almost completely droned up and saturated. Meanwhile, Realtos on the other side, he's only just getting his natural going. So we will see the Zerg player kind of boom from this economic advantage. Like, he's already got 1-1 on the way. He's working on his Baneling Nest. So I guess he's going for Ling Bane, which is quite interesting against Protoss.
Shit, for that gold base, Kuro will be pleased, but I gotta say, I do not think our OCCHO players know that there's a Dark Shrine coming down.
Oh, I didn't even know there was a Dark Shrine.
Yeah.
This could deal a lot of damage. We do see a large number of Lings coming into the natural, but they just hit a wall of Stalkers. Oh my god, he left him again!
Good. Look, calm down, you go with Blink, it's fine. He didn't completely abandon him. He just took a step back.
He looked like he did.
Yeah.
He was like, "I'm out.
Is
leave."
This your PTSD from the 2v2 tournament with Milk?
Oh my god, these DTs are dealing so much damage there. They're forcing the main mineral line from being pulled away. Not quite focusing on what he should be. They do
this body block on these SCVs, man. The real MVP here.
Wow.
The DT only now realizing, oh, that's what's in my way, and buys enough time to build that missile turret. So really, those 2 MVPs, man. Those 2 SCVs, man. Give them a medal.
That was pretty good. I don't know. That has to be intentional, right? That whole position.
It has to be.
Otherwise, the SCVs wouldn't have been. Yeah.
Otherwise, the SCVs would have just moved away when it collided.
Yeah, we do see more DTs moving across the map. Both teams have taken the golds.
Yep.
Uncontested so far, but they should be pressured quite soon. This is quite worrying to me,
I
especially
don't
because
think either
Simon.
team suspects that their opponents have gone for that gold base.
Yeah, yeah. Which is a little bit concerning. I feel like the Zerg player's Overlord spread could be a lot better. Especially because there's no Stargate, right? There's no Vikings.
Oh,
Some Vietnamese going down. Someone in
where's
chat could
ChiOt to translate for us, man? We need him.
give ChiOt.
You know how CranKy translates Oli Moly, the Korean and Oli Moly to the observers? Mm-hmm. I kind of want Crank to do that for us. Or ChiOt to do that for us.
Is SR a word in Vietnamese? Like, how do you say that? Yeah.
I'm not gonna try. Oh, I remember playing on this map now. We were in such a good position until we didn't counterattack.
Yeah, we were in a good
we
position.
were in a
until we
terrible
won.
position until we counterattacked. I don't actually remember how that went. I just remember a counterattack being in there somewhere.
We do see, again, the Zerg player amassing quite a large army. The Terran player, I don't know, he has his own as well. He's got quite a number of tanks and marines, taking full advantage of that gold. And again, the Zerg player, unlike Dark Zerg, he is getting his infestation.
Called out.
Oh,
This army
God.
will get intercepted. It didn't look too
Yeah.
bad.
oh, it's gonna get blinked on. Oh my God, he
Did get
loses.
blinked on. He loses so much. And these Banelings do not have speed.
No, yeah, this isn't a good place to fight.
He got an infestation pit before he got speed.
And again, just like that, the Terran army is completely destroyed. I think he lost all his tanks. He has a couple bio left, but he doesn't have enough
The Colossi are really showing their worth. All these Banelings crash into them, and it barely puts a dent in either Protoss army.
Yeah.
Real Toss and Justice Simon, man, they are showing a little bit of teamwork, as we said. We were worried about their teamwork, right? Because Justice Simon, being a semi-professional, often plays a lot more 1v1s. But man, I guess they work pretty well as a team. And now the Terran army trying to rally whatever he can. The Protoss or Zerg army as well. But a lot of these Zerglings are just walking straight into Colossus fire. This is definitely not looking too good for our OCCHO players. Even as the Protoss armies do have to go up a ramp. There is a lot of anti-air here, though, for our VK players. As I say that, a couple of Stalkers blink straight on top of these Liberators, so, you know, what do I know? I think
the Colossus are getting surrounded, but there is a war prison to support.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is just able to save his
They haven't damaged
Colossus.
the gold base, though. This could be what brings Thor back into the game. That's a lot of
economic
sentries.
damage has been done,
GG is called
but-
like Tuvalu, and I think very soon we'll see Thor follow through. Single tank is not enough to defend against these Colossi. And GG is called.
GG. Yeah, I don't want to assign
1-1 here. Now we are going to an ace match.
I don't want to assign blame, but Thor losing his entire army out in the middle of the map.
That was misfortunate. Yeah, that was definitely
Did not help.
Unfortunate. Yeah, he was actually. I actually thought that it was up to reaction time. I think which player reacted first. If Justice Simon reacted any slower, did not inform Real Toss, he was like, "Oh, the armies are coming down. We need to." Then Thor could have absolutely got a surrounding some of those Colossus. I don't think he'd have been able to push all the way, but taking out the Colossus and some key units from the Protoss would have definitely given them an edge. But instead, it just completely flipped around. And the Colossus walked in and walked all over their light units. That was Hydraling Bane from Zerg player versus the Marine tank from the Terran player. Thor's not Thor's, Colossus shred those pretty easily.
Yeah, it also, like, losing the army in the middle map was very hard for their team. But alongside that, Tumalu, I didn't really quite agree with the army composition that they were going
Look,
for.
man, he got the infestation pit first. What more do you want?
Lingbane Hydra isn't necessarily the ideal composition that you want to go for.
Right.
Against Protoss, especially. Like typically, you see like
you're gonna come. Yep, this is where our Cucaracha advocate out of you.
Well, I mean, you saw the ideal scenario where all of his Banes crashed into the Protoss, and they didn't really do much at all.
Brilliant. Noi 0000, thank you for the follow, man. We're gonna go into the Vietnam Team League. Looks like Justice Simon is gonna be the ace for Team VK. OCCHO still picking, trying to cite someone. Yeah, Blades of Fire being a little bit, they're a little bit uppity, a little bit excited. They're like, man, this is not. Again, I want to reiterate, this is a much longer series than what we're used to.
This is probably the longest series.
Players. Yeah, this is both teams showing just how badly they want this victory. Because again, I will remind everyone back at home, both teams are down 0-3. This is almost
about
a
pride.
tiebreaker. Yeah, this is about pride. Not one team winning here might not be enough to turn the favors, but it definitely helps. It is a morale victory. And you know what? If the team that wins today, how many more rounds are there left? 2 more rounds, I want to say.
7 rounds all up, so 3 more.
Right, so 3 more rounds. Yeah, the team that wins this week wins next week, and the week after that, and the week after that. They're in the playoffs for sure.
Yeah, losing this match, like, I don't think there's much chance for you making it into the playoffs. I think that might just be it.
Like, remember how we said that we were glad that it didn't seem that there were that much Protoss players? Well, for rounding up this best of 5 team match with a PvP, our favorite matchup.
Yeah.
The matchup that I think we're both pretty much experts in at this point.
The matchup that we know the most about.
We have the most experience with this matchup, definitely. From basically every position. We're gonna emphasize a lot. Yep, but in saying that, in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, the ace of Team VK is gonna have to win this map in order to bring it all home for his boys and maybe turn their group stage around, much like what CranKy actually did in the other VTL, not Vietnam Team League, the other VTL, when we had our championship run. We have the red Protoss representing, or rather showing off his Alpha X flare, but representing Team VK for this best of 5 Team League. We have Justice Simon. And in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, or top right-hand corner of the map. Look, up and down, it doesn't really matter when you're in Australia. I'm not in Australia, but, you know, Light is, he's infecting me quite a bit. In the top right-hand corner of the map, spawning in the top right-hand corner of the map, the teal, not blue, teal Protoss, being a little bit cheeky here, so I'm gonna have to speed this up. Teal Protoss, he was sent out in the first map, and now he's being sent out again. We have Dubstep, representing Team OCCHO, I should say. But yeah, Light, I don't know if you noticed, but Dubstep, our ace, was sent out versus Control in the first round of this match.
He was. As we know, the ace match, you can reuse players in the ace match. So we do see him coming out again, just like Justice Simon was in the 2v2 match. He is making a reappearance. We do see this proxy coming out of Dubstep though.
Triple gate versus double gate.
Yeah, I didn't get to see much of the Control match. Did he proxy against Control as well?
He did not. He went for a double immortal drop, but he was building it back at home.
Okay. We do have just Simon Jones probe scouting.
Yep, that was
just to see what's
PvT,
going on.
and this is a PvP. There's
For sure,
lot
they
of
are
gateways about
different
to go down.
matchups.
A lot of gateways about to go down from Dubstep, but I think Justice
Oh my
Simon
God,
is
he's gonna
can't
find
wait
it!
for this.
He's gonna find it! Does he see it?
Does he see it?
He sees it!
He sees it. All right.
Oh
well,
my God.
so much for that.
Yeah. I do think that Justice Simon did send his probe in and take note that there were only 2 pylons in the main. So
Yeah,
he
one of them
did
was in
send
the
out
middle
his,
of building when it should have been completed.
Yeah. So
At
he
least
did.
I think that's what happened.
They were both completed, but there were only 2.
Well.
So he did fan out his stalkers and respond to that, and just completely shuts down the proxy.
He's playing
Yeah,
very cautious right now. He does not even want to think about expanding. Getting shield battery up in his main ramp.
Yeah, being pretty defensive.
Justice Simon. His hand was forced, or rather, Dubstep forced Justice Simon's hand.
Okay.
That is fight him with fire.
What are we gonna see? What's happening?
I gotta say,
is this...
I want to say Gateway, or maybe
Gateway?
Twilight. I think Gateway. It's not gonna be a Stargate. Can't be.
I don't. It could be a gateway just to reinforce, because we do see
Get a faster
we do see an
warp base.
immortal. Yeah, we do see an immortal coming out of Justice Simon, as well as Dubstep, but Dubstep's immortal is a lot later. It is only just now getting started, and Justice Simon's is already complete. But I don't know, because Justice Simon is also already getting a Warp Prism, so I don't know what the purpose of this pylon is. Like, I don't know if he got it and then changed his mind. Like he was like gonna make a big brain play, and then he's like,
the
nah.
probe in to scout his opponent, and I think from there he would like decide what he wants to do with that pylon. But that probe did get killed off, and so now it's only a lone spotter pylon.
Yeah. Simon being a little bit indecisive, I guess, because sending in your probe to scout, like, you'd expect it to die, I imagine.
All right, this pylon
and
is gonna get caught out.
Yeah.
There we go.
Nice. Well done from Dubstep. But we do see this army pushing out across the map already. 4 sentries, 1 immortal. I don't think. Do we even see any sentries from Dubstep? Like
One lone sentry. He's gonna have to make.
Oh my god, Nick, can get jumped? It's gonna get jumped on. It's gonna go. Oh my god, I don't even think he has enough force fields.
Very scary. Yep, having only a single, even just 1 immortal can be.
I would leave. I would just go up the ramp. I'd just
army.
get out. Like, he can't fight this. He does have 2 immortals now.
2 immortals, and that single stalker is bringing the attention of half of
Oh my god, he
Justice
catches
forces
it.
back.
Oh.
Yep, beautiful force fields go down. And in case that wasn't enough, he's just gonna get 2 more sentries. Because you gotta have as many force fields as you need. Try to Luke and Archon.
Oh my god, he
soak up some
catches the
damage,
immortal
but
again.
immediately doesn't get it. Yeah, complete body block there. Can do just about whatever you want if there wasn't, if there's no warp prism to what's it called, micro.
Yeah, and he just elevated his units up into the main.
Yeah.
And with 1 immortal to 0, like there's he can't contest against this. He can't fight back.
Desperate now, sending all the boys. Bit of a ballsy, risky move there by Dubstep in the ace match, but we did not get to see it play out completely. Justice Simon showing why he is the second most well-known player from Vietnam. Definitely the most renowned protest player from Vietnam.
Yeah, GG. Like, I mean, you say like an unfortunate build, but like Simon's force fields were on point that game. Like, he caught both immortals with those
with some body blocking as well. So he made complete use of collision, or as much. He made the most out of collision.
Yeah.
And after the longest match we've had thus far, we are going to move into our next match. Uncle Gaming making their debut versus Team Blades of Ire, who I think we've actually casted every week.
Yeah, I believe so. But yeah, we do close off that series with with Team VK winning 3-2 over OCCHO, you know,
Yep.
with a
Really.
close series. Very, very back and forth.
And a very needed series as well. Let's see if VK are able to use this as a turning point, sneak their way into the playoffs, and win the whole thing. That's I wanna remind everyone that that's what we did, CranKy, in the Validity Team League. We lost every week until we won every week.
Yeah. I mean, VK, they do still have enough games, like enough rounds, to turn this around and make it into the playoffs. Like, it is still possible for them. So
Will
this
depend
is
on their opponents, how their opponents do as well, though. They might need a little bit of luck, so definitely any VK fans out there, you want to see more of Control, more of Justice Simon, more of Stonehead / Dark Zerg / you should change your name to Sue, something related to Sue. Go send them as much support as you can.
Yeah. Also, you indicated Dubstep winning over Justice Simon.
Yeah, I caught that and I quickly switched it over.
Okay. All right. Just waiting for that so I can
Screenshot it.